Hello everyone, my name is Anuluakwa Gabriel, founder and CEO of Pavolera Technologies and Portsmouth Tech and Cultural Hub. Today, I want to tell you about how I moved from the slum to tech. However, before I start, I would like you to kindly subscribe to this channel. This is a very new channel, and we are going to be talking about tech, career, and even reaching out and bringing people from different sectors of technology and different careers who are using technology, and technology has been very instrumental to their progress and to their success, right? You can see today I am shooting outside. The weather is good, and yes, let's get on to it. Once again, my name is Anulu Akpo Gabriel. I started my journey into tech like 5 years ago, thereabout. Uh, I I grew up in Ilasamaja, Lagos State, Nigeria. It is a suburb. It could be likened to a slum, right? Because we grew up in a place where, there's always fighting. There is always, in the early 90s, right? There is always chaos in the days of Odua Consultative Congress or whatever they call them then. We grew up seeing different things, right? And however, that environment was a very chaotic environment, or is still a chaotic environment. And this is not to downgrade my country. This is not to downgrade my city. It's still my city. I love it so much. I still have friends. I still have families there. So, but I just want to bring out a lesson for all of us to learn, right? Because we are all growing and we are all learning. And this video can get to even children or youth in that environment. So they should know any environment similar to where I am trying to paint a picture of, or where I have lived, right? So that you can know that, oh, that is not the end of life for you. You can become something great. Obviously, I'm still on the way there. Not that I'm great yet, but obviously, I'm still on the way there. And it is good that we encourage ourselves, we teach ourselves, and we learn through the ropes on how to get out of the system and also impact, give back to that economy and the community. And the only way I can give back to that community is by reaching out to people. We are in the creative era, and yes, that's why I said I should do this. I'm the very shy type. I don't usually do this, but hey, if it is able to convince someone or encourage just one person to come out of that place and do good for themselves, then that means my mission has been accomplished, right? So I said from slum to tech, how you can conquer imposter syndrome, right? So number one thing is that many of us that came out of the slum, kind of, right? There's this imposter syndrome whenever we go out of that place. Maybe we go to big places, we meet new people. Sometimes we are afraid, we are scared to say, oh, what will I be able to say? How do I talk to these people? How do I approach them? My brother, my sister, my dear friend, say what comes out of your mind. All right? Say it. Think it through first to say, oh, how do I approach this person? In terms of, I'm still coming to the technology aspect, but these are the places, or these are the little things that you can use to build courage and build confidence, right? If you don't build courage, if you don't build confidence, these things are not going to happen. Because if you are in tech, if you are doing great things, you will meet people, you will talk to people. And that, as even me, myself, I still face some of those things, right? So it's not that, oh, anybody that is up there, or they are, you have to build yourself. And how can you build yourself? You can start talking to yourself in the mirror, right? And one of the most important thing is start reading books, listening to podcasts that is in the area of where you want to go in tech or in other careers, right? Because one, it helps you and develops your mind in terms of how to articulate things, how to say words, how to put out things to people, right? And yeah, so that's number one. You need to start practicing practice how to speak to people. And how do you do that? By reading books, by staying in front of mirror, or within your friend, you can practice those things, right? And number three is to listen to podcasts that is in the area of, or listen to radio, read newspapers. These things are very, very important, and it will help you. That's number one. Number two is that, how do you conquer imposter syndrome? By doing. Now, by doing is a very, very how would I call it? Is a very, enclosed area, because some of us that grew up in that slum area, right, we have typical life experiences. So, for instance, my mom used to sell rice. People that live in Ilasamaja around Salamotu in the 90s, they will know someone that sells rice around number 28 Salamotu Street. So I'm being specific now, not to say, oh, this is coming from. These are things. And anybody that lives in Ilasa will know Baba Anu, right? He passed on last year. May the Lord bless his soul, right? So these are, we learned through the ropes, right? We have to go to his workshop sometimes. Sometimes I fight. I go against some of the things he do say then, because I was like, how will I do these things? But in retrospect now, there are life lessons in those things. So probably your mom is selling charcoal, or your mom is selling any job they are doing currently. Learn the trade of the works. Because in the future, when you find yourself in other profession, learn the politics of the work, learn the trade of the work, learn everything that has to do with the work. Because in the future, when you find yourself in another industry, some of the lessons that you've learned by helping your parents will be very handful when you are practicing your own, right? Sometimes, now that I have a company of my own, when it comes to budgeting, I know how to, because I recalled when my dad was, so when he gets job, he will tell me, oh, I know, do this quotation. As early as 9, 10, I will do the quotation, and he will correct me and say, no, do it, do that. But when we became teenagers, we were like, no, I can't do all these things. But in retrospect, I would have stayed and learned better, right? Because these things would have helped me, and it's still helping me. But those experiences, they are still handful, right? So by doing, that's the number two lessons. Ensure you learn by doing, right? When you learn by doing, it helps you to bring those lessons from your background, the slum, in quotes now, the slum. It helps you to navigate some technical areas within the professional space, right? It helps you in the future. That's number two. Number three is that how you can conquer the imposter syndrome. Number three is that you have to be resilient. You have to be resilient, because building in technology is not easy. It is not easy. Forget all the razzmatazz around how you can get money. It's not easy. Let's tell ourselves the truth, right? Especially when you don't have much social capital. There's something called social capital. It is not easy to go or move ahead, but you can define your terms. You can look at how things work for yourself, right? So you have to build resilience. Sometimes you want to launch a product and you'll be like, oh, this thing is not okay. Launch it, right? If it is events that you know how to do, right? So when I started with events, right? Because I know that, oh, I have done a lot of events. That church program that you are organizing, that children department you are coordinating, anything you are doing at all that has to do with events, it has its footings in technology as well. So you can do anything. So resilience is very, 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 very important, right? So as we continue, I don't want this video to be long. We are going to do the second part of this video. Please kindly subscribe to this channel if you have not. If you are able to watch this video to this time, please, please, please subscribe so that we can grow and bring in more people. And this channel, I promise you, is going to be a very, very superb channel where we'll be talking about tech, career, and we can add other things, right? But without you, we cannot grow on this channel. Please subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you next time.